back to a new video of mine. I'm currently in my apartment in Melbourne, and I asked you guys on Instagram like what you want to see in my next video, and so many people voted for like what jobs I had in my time in Australia. So what exactly I've done, how much money I got. So I thought, why not film that video now? So yeah, I'm gonna talk about all my jobs I had in Australia. I had a lot of different ones, and I hope you will enjoy it. And it would be sick if you could give me a comment down below and just like tell me like what jobs you had in Australia and how much money you got, because I think it's always like really interesting to like hear about other people's jobs and where they worked and how they got the job, or like how much money they got. So just leave me a comment below and tell me like what jobs you had. And yeah, other than that, let's get started. So when I first came to Australia, it was October 2018, and I travelled a bit before, and then I stayed in Sydney and knew, okay, I'm gonna stay in Sydney for 3.5 months. I need to work and I need money because I ran completely out of money after my travels. So I knew, okay, I need a job right now. So I looked on Facebook, Gumtree, everywhere, and then this opportunity came up that this guy came to our hostel and was like, yeah, like, is anyone like good in like selling and is like looking for a job and stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, me, like definitely, like what do I need to do? So then he took me to this interview, and it was basically fundraising, but it sounded so good at the time, like while they explained it. At the end, I think 30 people or 40 people like wanted to get the job, and at the end only 3 people got it. So I was one of them 3 that got like the fundraising job. So I was thinking like, sick, like you get $26 an hour, that is like such good money for such an easy job, let's do this. So I was really excited about it, and then I had my first day, and usually you work either on the streets or in a mall. So I was working in a mall, and I was thinking that's so much better than working on the streets, like that must be sick. But the mall was like 1.5 hours out of Sydney, so it took me 1.5 hours to get there, so that was a bit annoying. And then yeah, I got there, and we basically just stood in the mall for 8 hours and tried to, so I was working for, I don't even know if I can say it, doesn't really matter. I was working for a charity, and I was just trying to get like money from people for that charity. I stood there like every 2 seconds, tried to approach someone. Everyone was so negative. Everyone was just like, shut up, I don't want to give you my money, you're wasting my time. And I was literally just there like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, I don't want anything like mean, or I just had good intentions. So I like I couldn't really take like all that bad energy from the people, and it was just 8 hours was way too long just standing there. It was horrible, I hated it. And yeah, I signed up 1 or 2 people I think, but at the end, like when it came to the end, I was just thinking I don't want to do this anymore, so I quit after my first day. Got quite a good amount of money for it, but you know, I thought this is not worth it. So then I started looking for other jobs, and I found this job in a cafe. It was like a smoothie bar in like central Sydney. So I got a job there, and I worked there for 3 months I think. It was a good job, but it was also really hard, and I only got $22 an hour, which is not the best. So I did that for 3 months, and then I started traveling again. And then I, yeah, traveled, and then I thought, you know what, I might stay for my 2nd year, so I need to get my farm days done. That means that you have to work on a farm for 88 days, and then you can apply for your 2nd year. So I flew up to Cairns, looked for a farm, went to this farm in Tully. So that was my 3rd job in Australia. Went to this farm in Tully. We were all living in a working hostel, and I went to this banana farm and yeah, worked there. My first job was in a shed, so you were just in the shed standing next to a conveyor belt, and then you were clustering the bananas. So when you have the big banana bunches, you need to like cut them in the smaller packets. So I did that, and then I went outside after a couple of weeks and just like injected like chemicals into the banana trees and just did stuff like that, and he got $24 an hour. But the bad thing was that we usually only got like 3 or 4 days a week work. So yeah, I was thinking this is not really good for getting my days done. So we done another road trip, and then I went to Canon, where I got my 4th job, working on a beans farm. $24 an hour again, and you were standing next to a conveyor belt for like 8 hours minimum a day, sorting out the bad beans the whole day, just sorting them out. So boring. Same thing again, we only got 3 or 4 days a week work. One week we got like 5 days, but then sometimes we only got 2 days. So it was definitely not consistent work. So yeah, my time, like my first year, like slowly came to an end, and I knew, okay, I still need like 40 days done, so like half of my farm work, so I need to figure something out right now. So I had to look for another job, so that was my 5th job in Australia. So luckily friends of mine had work on a pumpkin farm, and they were working outside picking pumpkins and then packing them in the boxes. So yeah, the farmer said he doesn't want any girls in there, so I was thinking, fuck, like I need to leave this place, I'm gonna go into the outback, like no one's gonna be there, what am I gonna do with my life? I'm just gonna be there alone on a farm, like in the middle of nowhere. So I like had a little breakdown, and then this one day the boys came like in the morning in my room, were like, Emily, you need to get up, you can go, like you have one chance, like come with us and like be as good as you can. So yeah, it turned out someone from their team like just like left without saying anything, so they needed another person to start work there as soon as possible. So that was my one chance. I knew, okay, Emily, you can't fuck this up, you need to like give your best ever, because you need this job to get your days done in time. So that's what I've done. Was really hard. It was like the hardest job of my life. I have a link, I can leave it in the description below, about my farm work. So I did that for 2.5 months, worked on a pumpkin farm with 10 boys. Really fun. No. Then we traveled again. My money was gone again, so it was time for another job. And another job search, and I can tell you one thing, I absolutely hate looking for jobs. Just like going everywhere, giving your CVs, and you basically just get rejected, and it's just, oh, I hate it, it's so annoying. So we came down to Margaret River, and there was like a couple living in the house we moved into, and they left their jobs without really saying anything to the bosses, so they just left from one day to the other. So we were like, okay, they're like surely looking for people now, because that couple just left without saying anything. So a really good friend of mine and I went there to the restaurant. It was like a pub, restaurant, whatever. So we went there, handed our CVs in, and then got a trial, or like 2 trials the next day. So she started working in the bar, and I started working in like the restaurant and cafe bit. So I was like handing out food, like taking all the dishes in, preparing coffees, taking orders, so all like the typical like hospitality things. So I done that, and that was probably the job that got like the most pay. I hope I can say this here, but I'm just gonna do it. Doesn't matter. So I got $26 Monday to Friday, $31 on Saturdays, and $36 on Sundays. And every time you worked, so the opening hours were from 10 to 6, and every time you worked like overtime, so sometimes we had like weddings on, so every time you worked overtime you got I think time and a half, pretty sure you got time and a half. So that was really good payment. So I done that for a couple months, weeks, more like weeks, and then I went home and came back to Australia. And I always knew, okay, hospitality is not really taking me anywhere. So I wanted to do something different, and like something that like actually is good for me. But like, how the fuck am I gonna get a job that's like actually like something good? So I done this like course in digital marketing, and like just like learn a bit about it, and then I applied for like this like social media manager position, and like loads of like internships, and yeah, I got the job as a social media manager, analyst basically. So what I'm doing is I'm editing the videos, I'm writing blog posts for them, so copywriting, I'm managing their Instagram and Facebook. I'm doing email marketing for them, so like all these like different things. So yeah, I'm doing that, and it's more like an internship basically. It's not like a job. It's a bit weird. It's a weird company, and it is a weird job. It's a good job. It's easy, but it's weird. So it's like on like internship base, so I get $20 an hour. So yeah, that is my last job I had in Australia. Turned out it wasn't my last job in Australia. Plans changed. It's now like a couple of weeks later, I think like 2 or 3 weeks later, after I filmed that other video, and a lot of things changed. I wasn't really happy, or Ted and I were not really happy with like the whole like work situation in Melbourne anymore. He didn't have a good job. He started working there as a painter and then had like a sales job, but wasn't really the right thing. So we decided to look for other jobs. So we looked on Facebook basically and Gumtree for like island jobs, like resort jobs, and then we were really lucky. This opportunity came up on Facebook. So this couple posted on the Australia backpacker job board on like a Facebook group, I think, that they were looking for 2 people. One girl that could do like, that could look after a 2-year-old basically, and could do like couple like work, like a bit of work around the house, and then they were looking for a second person that could do like maintenance and like gardening and also help out on their farms. So yeah, we applied. We were the second ones that applied. Like 50 or 60 people after us applied as well, but because we were like the second ones, they like called us back and everything. And yeah, we got the job, but they wanted us to be there in like 2 days. Like we got the job on Saturday, and then they wanted to be us there on Monday. So we had to get rid of the flat. You've seen in all the clips before. Say goodbye to everyone, basically leave our jobs and do like everything within a day. But we figured everything out, and now we're here. We have our own house and pool and car. So it's like a pool house. We have our own pool with car, and so basically we get that for free. And then for the other work we're doing, we get like I don't know how much it is. I think it's like $20 an hour. So weekly we get rent for free, the car for free, and $500 every week. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. So I don't know how long we're gonna stay here, but they are a really nice family and we really like it here. It's in the Whitsunday area, so like around Ellie Beach. So I think we're gonna stay here for quite a long time, so around like 5 months maybe. So yeah, I think that's like my 7th or 8th job in Australia. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I think it was interesting. I hope it was interesting. And please don't forget to leave me a comment below with like your jobs or like how much you got and stuff. And if you liked it and if you want more videos like that, give me a thumbs up. And yeah, see you later.